The anticipation is over. The Brickyard, for the first time in history, has opened its doors to a NASCAR Winston Cup stock car race, as nearly 90 drivers try to be the first to put their name on this trophy. It is really impossible to explain the impact that this event is going to have on the world of motorsports, on the city of Indianapolis, on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and on lots of race fans around the world. It is just, without question, possibly the motorsports event of, well, at least the last century, I think.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it, Bob, and I think this event is going to take NASCAR Winston Cup racing to another level. We've seen tremendous growth in this sport in recent years, and I think this is going to be another giant step upward.
Bill France told me just about an hour ago, 15 years from now, when we sit around the old stove and talking about things that happened in the world of auto racing, we'll always talk about the Brickyard 400.
And we are here to cover qualifications for you live both today and tomorrow. The race is on Saturday.
So Earnhardt looks like he's on the way to perhaps having fast time of the day.
Theoretically, this should be the pole sitter for the moment. Dale Earnhardt takes the checkered flag. He's completed the run. Let's see if he has knocked Brett Bodine from the pole position. He did it, 171.726, a 52.409, and Earnhardt is on the pole.
The fans like it.
The fans love it. So we have a new pole sitter as Rick Mast comes out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. He's been very fast. In fact, he was the second fastest in the morning practice at 170.361. There's Rick Mast, who has also had his problems during the season this year. Rick continues to look for his first NASCAR Winston Cup victory.
Here he comes off turn 4. Take the green flag.
He's one of the drivers running Hoosier tires, and he has had some fast practice laps here today.
So we have seen 2 drivers qualify above 170 miles an hour. Graham Hill was the first to qualify at better than 170 in an IndyCar back in 1968. Look at this time in the short chute in the south end of the racetrack. He was 4 miles an hour faster than Dale Earnhardt, and he's 2 miles an hour faster coming out of 2 at the end of the backstretch. Little slower. Let's see how his trap speed is in the north chute. 163 for Earnhardt, 165 for Mast. Here he comes.
It's going to be close.
Hustling to that checkered flag. Mast completes the run. He's 2 miles an hour quicker in turn 4.
I think he beat him, Bob. We'll see when the official time comes up.
Yes, he did. 172.414, a 52.200 second lap. Jerry Punch is with Dale Earnhardt.
Dale, a big smile, a great run for you, but that run didn't last very long. Rick Mast just beat you.
I didn't think it would. You know, as time goes on here, it's going to get better, it's going to get cooler, but, you know, luck of the draw, but Rick's been running good in practice. We've been a little bit off of him, so we ran about what we did testing, though, so we're ready to race.
Car comfortable to you?
Yeah, very comfortable.
Big smile from Dale Earnhardt. He knows he's race ready. He may not be on the front row or even the pole, but come Saturday, watch this guy when they drop the green. Bob?
You can say that again. Earnhardt always comes to race. At the moment, Rick Mast is on the pole for the inaugural Brickyard 400. We'll be right back. Welcome back to qualifying for the Brickyard 400, and our Suzuki Motorcycles top qualifiers indicates that Rick Mast in a Ford is the pole sitter at the moment. Dale Earnhardt in a Chevy is second. Brett Bodine's Ford in third, and Dale Jarrett has the 4th quickest time of the day. Here's Gary Jarrett.
Thanks, Roger. Let's go to Jerry Punch.
Well, I'm standing with a man who has waited patiently and now broadens that smile. Rick Mast, it's been a long wait, but congratulations. Thus far, you're on the pole.
Yeah, it's you know, it's a guessing game day, Jerry. You know that we started out practicing at 9:30, and we practiced, I think, for 3 hours. The track changed, I know, 360 degrees twice. You know, this thing, I don't believe ever had this much rubber on it, and the track was tight, and then it was loose, and it got tight, got loose, and then it rained. You know what I mean? So it washed a lot of the rubber off. So all of us, none of us really knew exactly what to do. It's just a guessing game, and you know, it's a good lap for us. We'd hoped to run a little quicker, but at least that should get me in the front, somewhere in the front starting grid anyhow.
You were 2 miles an hour faster than Earnhardt through the traps. I mean, a lot faster than Earnhardt's Chevrolet.
We ran, you know, we were here last week for 3 days testing. AJ was here with me one day, helped me a good bit, and the biggest thing was just here getting track time and working with the car. This is a brand new car. The guys took some ideas we had from a couple other cars, you know, and put on this car. And the guys worked night and day getting this baby ready to run here. And, you know, so far it's running real good. You know, we got Saturday, that's the big deal, man. This pays $50 to win today, but it's $500 for Saturday. That's what I'm after.
Definitely, he's after the big money on Saturday. Let's check in with John Kernan, who's with the driver who's still waiting to make his run.
Well, the sun has moved behind the front stretch grandstands. Darkness is beginning to fall over the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. When the sun rises again, it will be time for the day of the inaugural Brickyard 400. Welcome back to Road to the Brickyard. I'm Bob Jenkins. Benny Parsons is over here, and the man of the last couple of days is right here. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Rick Mast, who will start from the pole tomorrow. Aren't you the man about town?
Pole position. I'm telling you, I didn't know there was this many video cameras in the whole country. I've never seen so many TV cameras in my life. I'm starting to realize what Austin Bill went through in '85, and Harry went through when he won those races, and these guys.
But isn't it a good feeling?
Oh man, it pays good too. It pays real good.
We've been talking about that. You won what? Maybe $100,000, which is more than you could win in a lot of races.
Yeah, that's true. That's what we were talking about that last night. That's the first thing we do. Schrader taught me that. Figure out how much you're going to make before you go to the racetrack.
Did you drive that van home? I saw you having your picture made by
Benny, Richard got the van.
Did he really?
Kara and his wife, she sat down in the van before I ever even seen the van.
Really?
I said, Richard, this deal's supposed to be 50-50. He said, well, let's just saw the van in too. You know?
That'll solve that problem.
Yeah.
But who gets the steering wheel? That's the biggest. Richard got the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about yesterday, Rick.
Okay.
Now, when you came here this weekend, really, you had some great practice runs, and here you are qualifying. I asked Benny if this was a surprise. He said, yeah, but for a lot of us, it wasn't, because you were very good in testing.
Well, you know, the problem is the guys in the garage area, the insiders, it's not a surprise to them, because, you know, the way our car's been running so good this year, with the exception of Talladega and Daytona. So many races, you know, we had problems. There's 3 or 4 races we felt like we could have won. A lot of races should have been in the top 5. We didn't. The final stats don't show it. If you're a little bit removed from the sports, you don't see that. And we came here last week and tested the car in a 52.25. We qualified yesterday at a 52.20, so we backed up what we did a week ago. The car was just right. A little push off too. Maybe it cost me a 10th, but good enough for the pole, man.
But other cars were a little bit faster than you in practice. Didn't other cars run about 52 flat, 51.80, something like that?
Last week in testing, you mean?
Yes.
I'm not sure just how kosher they were.
Yeah, how accurate they were.
I'm not sure how legal they were. We were straight up legal. I'm not saying anybody would stoop to that level in Winston Cup racing.
Never.
But I don't know about that. You know, when you go through that inspection line, ready to qualify, things kind of have a way of equalizing.
Rick, was this place easy to adjust to? I mean, you'd never been here until a few months ago.
Yeah, it was. I tell you, we got here Monday to test a week ago. There's 4 turns here, right?
Yep.
All 4 turns exactly the same to me. When we left here Wednesday, each corner was like a different racetrack. You know, it became that simple to me. In other words, each turn's got its own little tendencies. You got to drive a little different, set up a little different, and you know, I just adapted good to it for one lap.
Explain how you would go in turn 1 a little bit different than turn 3.
Well, 1, you can get in a good bit deeper than 3. 1, you get in deeper. You're going past that 1 sign down there. When you see the wall, you know you're going to hit the wall, you're going to die. You go like 2 car lengths further. Get out of it. No, get out of it. Cut it easy. Get right to the bottom. Hit that baby wide open. Go. Going into 3, they got markers, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. You need to be out of the gas by the 1 marker. Because if you don't, you will hit the wall, I believe. You know. But what you can do is get out of the gas a little quicker in 1 or in 3. Get back in the gas quicker. Makes the best speed. In 1, you go in deep, get the gas quick. If you get out of the gas quick, get in quicker, it's slower.
Now, you mentioned you were good.
You understand that?
He probably doesn't.
I know he doesn't.
I didn't understand a word he said.
You mentioned one lap.
Yeah.
How are you going to be able to race? We hear you will or won't be able to run two abreast. There'll be a lot of drafting down the straightaways. Tell me what you think.
Well, Bob, the problem is here, nobody knows this racetrack. Yesterday from 9:30 to 12:30, this track changed more than any track I've ever been on in my life. Then it rained. It changed again for qualifying. Today it changed. The last happy hour of practice, it was completely different than it was this morning. Tomorrow it's not going to be overcast, or it shouldn't be overcast. The sun's going to be shining. We don't know. We honestly don't know what to expect. Nobody has anything to judge off of.
You going to lead the first lap?
I'm worried about the 100. I've said this 1,000 times, guy. The 160th lap.
Right.
If they want to lead it, they can lead it. I don't care if I'm fast enough to lead. I'll lead. If I'm not going to take chances. The 160th lap. It's $500,000, Benny. You can relate to that. To win.
That's what Kenny Schrader taught you. No amount you pays to win.
Yes, sir. Kenny taught me a lot, and that's one of them.
A.J. Foyt's in the show.
Yeah,
How about
AJ.
that?
He was pretty instrumental. We came here Monday on his test. He invited us to come, and we came and tested. Just me and him. He helped me a good bit. Our car was good yesterday, the last practice. Then it rained. I said, what's it going to do? Everybody's thinking, what's the track going to do? Just thinking of other things. I go to AJ, he tells me, here's what the track's going to do, Rick. Don't listen to them other cats. I said, all right. So we did. We listened to him. I adjusted the car according to what AJ thought the rain was going to do, and he was dead right.
Rick, congratulations on the pole position here for the Brickyard 400. A lot of luck tomorrow.
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting for the fans.
Good luck to you, Rick.
Thanks, Benny.
That's Rick Mast, and we'll be right back with more Road to the Brickyard. And in our next segment, we will talk to Lake Speed, who's in tomorrow's show. Stay with us.
Operations and the testing started some 18 months ago, and now we're less than a minute away from what 43 drivers have waited over those 18 months, and Rick Mast is on the pole. Rick, some last-minute thoughts before you get ready for the command here at Indy.
Showtime's over, man. It's time for the race. 160th lap, that's what we're after.
He says that he's not concerned about winning the pole. He wants Paul Page to go to the bottom, to go to the end as we get the flyby traditionally here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, now part of the tradition of the Brickyard 400. Paul?
And Rick Mast sits quietly for the moment, but very soon thunder will roar out. There's Merrick Fendrick Holman ready to give the command. We go down to the start-finish line for the introduction of that moment's most famous command in sports.
The Chairman Emeritus of the Board of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Mrs. Mary F. Holman.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Bob, these fellows have rode by all these people. They have never seen as many fans as we have here at Indianapolis today. They are excited, but in just a moment, it's back to business.
They work through the north end of the racetrack. Now between turns number 3 and 4, Rick Mast on the pole in car number 1. It's Dale Earnhardt on the outside of the front row. Jeff Gordon will start from 3rd position. Now they make their way around corner number 4 as Elmo Langley has the pace car position to pull in off of the racetrack. The eyes of the entire sports world are focused at this moment on 300 acres of real estate in the northwest section of Indianapolis, Indiana. A new tradition begins as the green flag is about to come out to signal the beginning of the inaugural Brickyard 400. And the green is out.
And now, Bob, it's just another race. All the hype is over. These guys now can worry about winning the first Brickyard.
Can they race 2 abreast through the corners? You bet they can. We saw it in the 1st and 2nd corners. Rick Mast has the lead as they come down the backstretch with Dale Earnhardt tucked in right behind him, but Jeff Gordon is trying to make a move on Earnhardt for the 2nd position in the 3rd turn, but he did not get it. Now Mast still has the lead as they head through corner number 3 into corner number 4.
And that move that Jeff Gordon made on the inside of Earnhardt probably let Rick Mast lead that first lap.
In 78 previous runnings of the Indy 500, 151 different drivers have led a lap. Rick Mast has become the first to lead a lap in the history of competitive stock car racing, and that's the first time he has ever led a first lap of any race.
There's Labonte on the inside of Earnhardt trying to push him back to fifth spot, and Elliott's going to try to get alongside.